In this video, let's look into the entity view object within Power Pages Liquid. Now, entity view basically allows you to load the given Dataverse view by name or by ID. Now, what is the use of making utilization of this entity view for your Power Pages site? Now, it allows you to load the view within your Power Pages page context. Now, once you load the view, you can do a lot of things within that particular view. Say, take for example, if you want to identify how many records exist within a view. Say it may be a list of suppliers, it may be a list of vendors, it may be a list of item count, order count. So you can basically iterate through the content of that particular view list item and display that record within your site, or maybe you can even display the content of that record item. So basically the properties of views, view column metadata and results records can be accessed using this entity object. Now, this is the syntax. So in the curly braces percent sign and curly braces percent sign, you just specify entity view and then logical underscore name. So you need to specify the logical name of the table, and then you specify the name of that particular view. So in my case it is active contacts, in your case it can be something else. Once you get that entity view context, it is kind of a like a bracket, it's kind of like a section. So entity view and then end entity view, and within that you can actually query entity view dot total records. Okay, so that will give you the total records within that specific entity view, and there are other more examples. So let's jump into the demo and let me show you how you can utilize this. Now, in this scenario, what I'm going to do is like I'm going to create this page. So I've created this blank page, Feb 2025, and I'll show you how this page will look like. So Feb 2025, you just click on edit code, then it will be you will be navigated to the Visual Studio Code. And once this page is loaded, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just cancel this for a moment. I will preview the site and I'll show you the page Feb 2025. Now this page is like it's a blank page. I don't have any information in this page, so it is just a simple blank page. Okay, now this is how the code will initially look like. So let me put some additional margin, so 26 pix, and this is where we are going to write the code. So let me minimize this for time being. Yeah, over here in this particular div I'm going to write some code. Okay, so let me write the code over here. Okay, now how do we write the code? So first thing is we just I'll just make use of say h3 tag just to specify, say h3, and here I'm just gonna say total record. So let's assume we are going to show the total records within a page. Okay, and page size. Okay, so the syntax is simple. So curly brace, percentage sign, and then the curly braces, and then here you specify entity view, and you just copy this again and close that entity view. So I'll just say end entity view. Now here in between this we will write our code for iterating through the content or showing the records. Now what I will do, I'll make use of one variable. So my variable name is, let's assume it's called as my view, and my view equal to logical underscore name. So logical underscore name, so we are going to refer to that particular uh, say table. Okay, so logical name of, so let's assume in this case I will take contact table. Okay, now I'll show you what do I mean. So in the back end, if you go, you will see a table called as contact. So if I just type in contact, you'll see that there's a table called as contact, and the logical name for this is, if you go into the properties, you will see the logical name of that particular table is contact logical name, right? So we are going to use that. Now within this, if I just put a comma, I'll say logical name underscore contact, and then the name of the view which I'm going to render is, again I'll put it in single or double quotes. And let me pick up some view from contact. So I'll just say, if I go into views over here, let me pick up, say, the most famous view, active contacts. Okay, so I can just pick up this active contacts view. Okay, now this active contacts view, let me close this, just say active contacts. Now what it will do, it will load the active contacts view. But what are you going to do with that? Okay, once it is loaded, it's not going to render anything. But if I want to display the content, I will put two curly braces, and then I will make use of this object, my view. Okay, so this is my object, so I'm going to use that. So my view dot, and I will say I just want to see how many records it has, so total underscore records. So if you want to see how many records exist in that specific view, just type in my view dot total underscore records, save this. And once you save it, once it is saved, just sync the content. And once it is synced, we are gonna run the code. Okay, now remember, I have logged into the system. Okay, so if you do not log in, you will not be able to see the content. Okay, so make sure that you log into the site so that you get access to the Dataverse. Or alternatively, you can enable an anonymous access and then grant specific privileges so that you can view the content accordingly. Now I'll just click on Feb 2025, and it's given as total records and page size as 298. Okay, let me get rid of this div tag. So let me get rid of this div tag, and let me get rid of, yeah, let me write the code inside this. Okay, so that it looks at least within the bounds. So what we have done, we have written an h3, and we have just written one piece of code, and we have shown the content over here. Now, the second thing what you can do from the coding perspective is you can make use of the page size. So if you want to render the page size, again, you can use that same object, my view dot page underscore size. So this will give you the page size. And now if you want to put some sort of a separation, you can just say put a horizontal rule so that the content does not get merged. Okay, so my view the total record will give you the total record count. Now you can just type in total record and page size, and I'll just click on save and sync. So let it sync, we will go ahead within the code. So these are the couple of things which you can do from an entity view perspective. Now there is another way through which you can render the entity view. Now let me again write the simple code, percentage entity view, and copy this and end entity view. Now here, what I'm going to do, instead of making use of that variable my view and then specifying logical name, contact name, so on and so forth, I will just give an ID. So I'll just say ID colon, and in single quotes, I need to specify the ID. Okay. Now ID. So we have taken this active contacts, right? Now let us pick up any other table. So let me pick up account table. Now in account we have many views, right? So let's pick up some view. So here in this case, maybe let's pick up this account name phone view. Now once you are inside this account name phone view, watch this thing. Okay, this URL will give you the ID of that specific view. So I'm going to just copy this, and I'm going to paste this ID over here. Now once you do that, this is basically loading that account name phone view. And then you can again go ahead and write the same thing, my view dot total underscore record, or sorry, not my view. You will not be able to write my view dot total underscore record, because my view is the variable within this particular block, right? So this block is closed over here, so you cannot use that to get the total record. Now here, what you can do is you can specify entity view dot name. Okay, so if I just say entity view dot name, if you want to know what is the name of this particular entity, and let me put a break tag over here, I'll just save this. Okay, so we are not writing any code over here, we are just specifying what is the name of the entity. Just give me the name of the entity view. Okay. And once this is saved, I will try to sync this up. Now the previous output, which we have written, I'll just refresh this to show you what it has written. So it has written total records as 298 and the page size as 10. So it has given me that output. Okay, so this is the output of this particular piece of code. So page size is 10 and 298 is the total record. Now we haven't seen what is output of this. We have just given the ID of that particular view. I want to know the entity view name. Okay, so in order to get that, I've already synced it. So let me refresh this again. And it has given me the output as account name phone view. So it has identified that the ID which we have given belongs to account name phone view. And that's the whole purpose of showing it over here. Okay. Uh, Other thing, what we can do, let me remove this div. Okay. Let me remove this div. And let me sync this. Yeah. So other thing what we can do is let's go in the top over here. So the first block, the entity view and end entity view over here. Here I can specify, I can take that object, my view. Okay, so my view dot records. Okay, and here I will put a filter and I'll say I want to show only the, say maybe first name. Okay, so I just want to show one column, select first name. So for this, we need to go into active contacts. So let's quickly jump into active contacts. So active contacts is a part of the table contact. So I'll just type in contact, and here I go to contacts, views, active contacts. Now here in active contacts, I have this first name, right? So what is the property? So if you see this first name property, I want to see the logical name of that first name property. So in order to do that, you just go into contacts, go into the columns and select the first name column. I just want to know what is the logical name of first name. Okay. So I'll go over here, advanced option, and the first name logical name is first name. Okay, that's good. Put the name over here, first name, my view dot record first name, and I'll say I want all the first name and then I want to join it by maybe a comma. Okay, so join and then comma, and I'll save this record. So save this. Now I just need to sync it. So let me first sync this. So once we have removed that div, you will see that the page is now perfectly aligned. So once we refresh this, we should be able to see all the first name values. So as you see over here, it has given all the first name values, and then it will be like joined, now with regards to join, like you can add any other parameters over here. You can just specify comma, dollar, or any other value, but in my case I've just put comma, and then it will just append that value with the comma. So what we have done essentially over here is, like, if you see the output, we have first used entity view and end entity view, and we have rendered the total records. We have displayed the page size, and also now we have added the first name over here. So if I just want to get the first name or last name or middle name or whatever is there as a part of the view. So here in this view, active contacts had few things going around, right? So you cannot put all the values. Whatever is available within the view, you need to specify this. Now first name, last name, full name, and address once it is there, so you can make use of that specific column, get the logical name, and then try to display this within this bound. So what we have done, we have just taken my view dot records and then selected the first name. You can select other columns, you can select multiple columns, you can join, you can add further filtering to it. So these all things can be done using the entity view. So that's it, folks. This is all about entity view within Power Pages Liquid. Thanks for watching.